This is the plaintiff, Valeria de Sosa Ribeiro. She says she dropped her purebred Siberian husky named Lua off at the defendant's doggy daycare. And when she picked her up, the poor thing had a large hole in its paw. The defendant was negligent. Her dog was badly injured, needed stitches, and the defendant has ignored her requests for reimbursement. And that's so not right. She's here in the name of justice, suing for the $4,000 she's now owed in vet bills and missed work. This is the defendant, Kelly Jo Straley. She says she owns an upscale pet boarding business, and the plaintiff's dog got a small cut on his foot, which was no big deal. The plaintiff picked up her dog. She saw the dog jogging alongside of her boyfriend the next day. Then, out of the blue, she gets a lawsuit for $4,000? Come on, this is nothing more than a money grab. She knows it, the plaintiff knows it, and soon that judge will know it too. She's accused of not caring enough.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff left her husky at the defendant's daycare. When she came to pick him up, he had a hole in his foot. But the defendant says it was a small cut, no big deal. It's the case of the husky fusky.
Valeria de Sousa Ribeiro.
Yes.
Did I get it? All right. You're suing Paws and Claws Country Club Resort, what a great name, represented by its owner, Ms. Straley, for $4,000 in pain and suffering and vet bills, etc., as a result of an injury your pet received.
Yes.
There. All right, what happened?
On February 8th, I dropped my dog at their facility. I was going out for the weekend.
So you were dropping your pet off at this boarding place because you were going where?
On a cruise. For 3 days.
And so how long did you leave your dog there for?
3 days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I pick up on Monday.
Okay. And your dog had been there before?
Yes.
And everything had been fine?
Yes.
And what kind of a place is this? Do you have pictures?
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. So go ahead. Tell me about it.
4,300 square feet. We're doggy daycare, boarding, grooming. Those are pictures of her dog and the size of our yard.
Wow. It's a paradise for dogs.
We have a trampoline. We have tires.
Is this a trampoline?
Yes.
So the trampoline's the size of Kansas. Do the dogs jump on the trampoline?
Oh my gosh, they love it.
They jump up and down?
Yes.
And so these are dogs just to, I wish my dog...
I just wanted you to see the yard
My
size.
dog should go to daycare or something. The poor thing, she's so bored. Okay, so it's a pretty big place. Do you live there? Is that attached to your house, or?
No, we have a 24-hour, somebody that lives there. We have an apartment, and he takes care of them at night. No pet is left alone, ever.
All right, so this time, though, something happened. And what is it that happened?
I'm not for sure. I found out on Monday when I came into work, she had picked Lua.
So you picked up your dog, Lua, and what did you find out?
Well, when I came there, she had the other person who's working there. She told me, oh, we have a little incident, and Lua has a little scratch on his paw, but everything's good, and I have been watching him. He have been walking and playing normally, and we keep the cut clean. Everything's good. When you go home, just keep clean. It's going to close. Everything's fine. So usually when I get there, he comes back like very exciting and jumping and pumping. I say, okay, no problem, I'm gonna...
And was he very excited and jumping?
Yes, he was excited. And then I say to her, because somebody else came at the same time, I say to her, when I get home, I'm gonna take a look. So I put him in the car, and then I went home. And then I got close to him, he was calmed down, and I see a big hole.
A big hole in the paw.
And his
So do you go
upright.
to the emergency room?
Yeah.
And then you brought your pet in, and what did the vet say?
And the vet looked, and he say, look, this definitely, it's not gonna close. We need to close this.
Right.
So they have to refresh the cut, because looks like he say it's a day old, a day or two. He doesn't know, and they did say to me exactly when it happened. And then they have to close, and Lua received 70 stitches.
How many stitches?
7.
7 stitches to close it out.
To close it up,
Right.
and antibiotics and everything.
Now, you actually had pet insurance, correct?
Yes. The vet
The
bill
vet
and
bill was a
everything.
total of
I
what,
said
$483.89?
$83.89, yeah.
Okay, and then as it turns out, you had a $250 deductible.
Yes.
And then there was 180 something that insurance paid, so you were out another X. But the bottom line was what you asked them to pay was $289.
296
Something.
yeah.
And how did you ask that?
Well, I tried to contact them. They did answer the phone. I know that over there it's pretty busy, so I left a message, a voicemail message. It never get back to me. So then I sent an email, and nothing was
Okay, can I see the email you sent?
Yes.
Because according to you, you didn't get any email. You kind of feel bad because you had a nice relationship, and then all of a sudden it ends up in a lawsuit.
I love that dog. He is like the pack leader in our yard. He comes, he thinks he owns the yard, and he just loves the acre and a half that we have.
So what did you hear happened? Because you weren't there.
Okay, I have the statement from my assistant manager. Her name is Alicia. They weren't sure if it happened out in the yard. Nobody was sure.
She just noticed that it
That
had
is
happened.
correct.
But was Lua limping?
She said that she cleaned it out with peroxide.
So she noticed because the dog was limping?
No,
How
we
did she
see a little
notice?
bit of blood on his
Okay, so
his
she
hair.
saw the blood.
Right.
So she cleaned it out with peroxide.
And we put triple antibiotic cream on it. And when she picked him up, she said, "I'm going to take him to the vet." And
As she should. She should take him to the vet.
Of course.
So is this Lua?
Yes.
Yes.
I figured, but. Oh. Yep, picture does say 1,000 words, doesn't it? Okay. All right. How's Lua doing?
He's doing much better now.
Okay. But how did you said that you had an email. Can I see the email?
Yes, I'm trying to open up. It just said the message has not downloaded for the service. I don't know, because I did not receive any response from the email.
Why don't you just pick up the phone and call them and tell them?
I tried to call. It goes to voicemail, and
Did you leave a
nobody's
voicemail?
Yes,
And they didn't return your call?
No, and I record the voicemail
All
that
right, so what's the defense here? Because, she boards the dog and there's an injury on your premises.
So if the dog gets injured at doggy daycare, is the doggy daycare automatically responsible for vet bills?
Yeah, it is. You left them in his care.
True enough, but dogs are dogs, right? And sometimes they play and get hurt.
Yeah, but you left them with the people to care for them.
That's a very compelling point. Final word.
I agree.
That's all you need to say? Oh, okay. Okay. That was literally almost a final word going inside the courtroom.
I have a statement from the kennel assistant, exactly what happened.
Yep, we talked about it.
And we also have a very detailed contract.
Okay, and
That-
in the contract, do you waive liability for injury?
That is correct.
Let me see your contract. I understand that Paws and Claws, along with its employees, will not be liable financially or otherwise for injuries to my pet, myself, and property of mine. Is this your contract with them?
Yes.
Okay. So that I understand your lawsuit anyway, is it the dog's pain and suffering or yours?
The dog's pain and suffering.
Right, we can't sue for that. You can't sue, well, you can sue for anything. This is America.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
the dog is considered property. And
Yeah, but together with them, it changed our whole routine. And
Yeah.
he got a good amount of antibiotics, so he was not holding anything in. And he was, at night, it was horrible with him and take care of him. My husband, he works for another company that it's traveling a lot, so I was alone. I have to be with him.
Yeah.
I could not leave. Can I say?
yeah, here's what I want to understand. When you sign things, do you read them?
Yes.
Right. And so what this says, and all of them are going to say this, so don't feel bad. It's not special. They're all going to waive liability. They can't, by law, they can't waive gross negligence, but this wouldn't be gross negligence. They're going to waive regular negligence. If they went to a lawyer and got their contracts made up with a lawyer who told them to do that, which they obviously did. So I'm not surprised to see this in the contract. They're in every one of these types of contracts. So that really just blows your case out of the water, because parties can agree to waive liability, and you are one of those parties who agreed to waive liability. So clearly, you would be entitled, in my estimation, certainly to the $483.89, because even though insurance paid it, you can repay the insurance, and insurance is not a defense for the other side. But this contract really just blows away the meat and potatoes of your lawsuit, which are the vet bills. And everything else flows from that. So based on this, I have no choice but to rule in favor of the defendant in this case. I'd like to know something, though. If you say you didn't get an email from her, you didn't get a phone call from her. She says she left messages. She says she sent you an email, but you still can't show me that, right?
Yeah, the email I can't.
If
but
you had received, let's assume, we lived in a world where she called you and got you, and you returned the call, and you two connected, and she had said, I have a deficit of $289. What would you have ended up doing?
I would probably have split it with her because I don't want to lose Lua. The only person that lost in this is the dog. And it's sad because now he can't come back to us. And he was there every Saturday, practically every Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, really?
And I work.
So it was more than just in the blue moon of a vacation.
Yes, I have here for the last year. I spent $1,500.
I know they like
with
you.
them.
They want you to bring Lua back.
Yeah,
right.
But I don't blame you. I wouldn't bring Lua back if
Yeah.
Lua got injured there. I understand, but it's just kind of sad. All right, but based on what I've explained to you, that the law is, I have no other choice. Verdict for the defendant. Good luck, folks.
So, unfortunately for the plaintiff, she cannot prevail here. Ms. Ribeiro, I'm wondering, had you read the contract enough to understand what you had signed?
I did. I just thought that they would do the right thing.
The dog's doing better now?
Much better.
Well, Ed, you're not going to take him back?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, here comes Miss Strabley. You were getting emotional out there. I thought, you're going to miss this dog.
Yep.
Did you see the pictures of the accident?
Yes, and I felt
It looked
horrible.
pretty serious.
But I never seen him until the day I got served because she sent him through Facebook.
She said you didn't call to find out how he's doing. Why not?
Well, because I think she told us that she would call us and let us update on how he was.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay. She has a pretty ironclad contract, Harvey.
So this sounds crazy. We've talked about this a while ago, but a business can actually protect itself from liability even if it's negligent. If they write in the contract, we are not responsible even if we're negligent, that's a valid term in a contract. And that's the reason you got to read these contracts when what you're dealing with is important to you.